Welcome to Miss Scarlett. Subscribe and don't miss out on Patreon. Have fun! The pulsing rhythm of music reverberated through the air, mingling with the excited chatter and laughter of partygoers. Colorful streamers and balloons adorned the walls, creating a festive atmosphere that seemed to embrace everyone who entered. The living room had been transformed into a vibrant dance floor, with bodies moving in sync to the beat. Fingers trembling slightly, I smoothed down the soft fabric of the skirt, marveling at how it swished around my legs. The sensation was foreign, yet exhilarating, a stark contrast to the confines of trousers I'd grown accustomed to. A deep breath steadied my nerves as I stepped through the doorway, the threshold feeling like a portal to a new world of self-expression. "Hey, you made it," a familiar voice called out over the music. My friend appeared, weaving through the crowd with a grin plastered across their face. Their eyes widened as they took in my outfit. "Wow! Look at you! That skirt is amazing!" Their enthusiasm was infectious, and I felt a smile tugging at my lips. "Thanks. I wasn't sure about it at first, but it feels right." "Well, you look fantastic. Come on, let me introduce you to everyone." As we navigated through the sea of costumes, I couldn't help but notice the approving glances and warm smiles directed my way. Each positive reaction chipped away at the lingering anxiety, replacing it with a growing sense of confidence. We approached a group gathered near the makeshift bar, their laughter punctuating the air. My friend tapped one of them on the shoulder. "Hey guys, look who's here!" The group turned, and I braced myself for their reactions. To my relief, their faces lit up with genuine warmth. "About time you showed up," one of them exclaimed, raising their cup in a mock toast. "We were starting to think you'd chickened out." I laughed, the tension in my shoulders easing. "No chance. I wouldn't miss this for the world." Another friend chimed in, eyeing my outfit appreciatively. "That skirt is killer. Where'd you find it?" "Oh, this old thing," I joked, giving a playful twirl. The skirt fanned out around me, and for a moment, I felt truly free. Just something I had lying around. The group erupted in laughter, and I felt myself being pulled into their circle. As the night progressed, the initial nervousness faded away, replaced by a sense of belonging I hadn't anticipated. We danced, we sang off-key to nostalgic hits, and we shared stories that had us doubling over with laughter. In between songs, I found myself in conversation with a friend I hadn't seen in months. Their eyes crinkled with genuine curiosity as they asked, "So, what made you decide on the skirt?" I paused, considering the question. "Honestly, I've been wanting to try it for a while. This party just felt like the right opportunity, you know? A chance to explore without judgment." They nodded, understanding dawning in their eyes. "That's really brave of you. I'm glad you felt comfortable enough to do it here." Their words warmed me, reinforcing the sense of safety I'd felt since arriving. "Me too. Everyone's been so supportive. It's more than I could have hoped for." As if on cue, another friend appeared, draping an arm around my shoulders. "Are you two having a heart-to-heart without me? I'm offended." We laughed, the moment of vulnerability giving way to light-hearted banter. The night continued in a blur of joy and acceptance, each interaction reaffirming that I was among friends who saw me for who I was, not what I wore. It was during a lull in the music, as I was catching my breath from a particularly enthusiastic dance session, that I heard it. A harsh voice cut through the ambient chatter, dripping with disdain. "What the hell are you doing, dude? This isn't a joke!" The words hit me like a physical blow, instantly chilling the warm atmosphere I'd been basking in. I turned slowly, dreading what I'd find. A man stood there, his face a mask of anger and disgust, He was tall, imposing, his presence seeming to suck the air out of the room. I didn't recognize him, and judging by the confused looks on my friends' faces, neither did they. For a moment, I hoped he was addressing someone else, but as his eyes bore into mine, filled with judgment and revulsion, I knew with sickening certainty that I was his target. I don't understand, I managed to stammer, my voice sounding small and uncertain even to my own ears. His sneer deepened. Don't play dumb! You think this is funny? Dressing up like that? It's sick, man! You're making a mockery of real women. Each word was like a dagger, slicing through the confidence I'd built up over the course of the evening. I felt exposed, vulnerable, as if the skirt that had made me feel so empowered just moments ago was now a beacon, drawing in hate and prejudice. But before I could formulate a response, a wall of bodies appeared between me and my accuser. My friends, moving as one, had stepped forward to shield me. "Who the hell do you think you are?" one of them demanded, her voice sharp with anger. "You don't get to come in here and harass our friends." Another chimed in, his tone dripping with sarcasm. "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize the fashion police were invited to this party. Did we miss the memo?" The man's face reddened, but he stood his ground.
"This isn't about fashion. It's about decency. Men shouldn't be prancing around in skirts. It's not natural."
A ripple of disbelieving laughter ran through my friends.
"Not natural? What century are you living in, buddy?" One of them shot back. "People can wear whatever the hell they want. It doesn't affect you in any way. It affects society,"
the man insisted, his voice rising. "It's confusing for kids. It blurs the lines between men and women. Next thing you know, we'll have men trying to use women's bathrooms." The absurdity of his argument might have been comical if it wasn't so hurtful. I felt a surge of gratitude for my friends as they continued to defend me, their voices overlapping in a chorus of support. "Oh, please, spare us the slippery slope nonsense. The only one confused here is you, pal. How about you worry about your own clothes and leave everyone else alone?" As the debate raged on, I found my voice again. Stepping forward, I addressed the man directly. "Look, I don't know who you are or why you're so upset, but this is a private party. My friends invited me, and they accept me as I am. If you can't do the same, maybe you should leave." My words seemed to catch him off guard. He blinked, as if seeing me clearly for the first time. For a moment, I thought I saw a flicker of uncertainty in his eyes, but it was quickly replaced by renewed anger.
"You're all crazy,"
he spat.
"This is what's wrong with society today. No one respects tradition anymore."
One of my friends, usually the calmest of the group, stepped forward. Her voice was low, but carried an undercurrent of steel. "Tradition? You want to talk about tradition? Let me tell you about tradition. Tradition is gathering with friends to celebrate and support each other. Tradition is standing up against bigotry and hate. If your tradition involves judging and belittling others, then maybe it's time for some new traditions." Her words hung in the air, and I saw something shift in the faces of those around us. Even some of the partygoers who had been watching the confrontation from a distance were nodding in agreement. The man looked around, seemingly realizing for the first time that he was outnumbered, not just physically, but ideologically. His shoulders sagged slightly, the fight going out of him.
"Whatever,"
he muttered.
"I don't need this. You can all live in your fantasy world."
As he turned to leave, another friend couldn't resist getting in one last jab.
"Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Wouldn't want to damage that fragile masculinity of yours."
A few chuckles rippled through the crowd, and just like that, the tension broke. As the man disappeared into the night, I felt a wave of emotions wash over me. Relief that the confrontation was over, anger at the man's narrow-mindedness, sadness that such prejudice still existed. But overshadowing it all was an overwhelming sense of gratitude for my friends. They surrounded me, offering hugs, words of support, and, in true friend fashion, a healthy dose of humor to lighten the mood.
"Well, that was fun," one quipped. "Nothing like a little bigotry to spice up a party, right?"
I couldn't help but laugh, the sound slightly watery.
"Oh yeah, just what every party needs. Think we can book him for the next one?"
As the laughter subsided, a friend squeezed my shoulder gently. "Hey, are you okay? That guy was way out of line." I took a deep breath, considering the question. Was I okay? The encounter had shaken me, no doubt. It was a harsh reminder that not everyone was as accepting as my friends. But, looking around at the faces of those who had stood up for me, who had created this safe space for me to be myself, I realized something important. "You know what? I am okay," I said, surprising myself with the conviction in my voice.
"That guy, he's entitled to his opinion, as misguided as it is. But his opinion doesn't define me. What defines me is how I see myself, and how the people I care about see me."
My words were met with nods and murmurs of agreement. Another friend spoke up, her voice soft but firm. "And we see you as brave and authentic and absolutely rocking that skirt." A chorus of agreement followed, and I felt my eyes welling up with tears. Not tears of sadness or hurt, but of profound gratitude and love for these amazing people in my life. "Thank you," I managed to say, my voice thick with emotion. "Thank you all for being here, for standing up for me. I don't know what I'd do without you guys." "Hey, that's what friends are for," someone said, pulling me into a group hug. "We've got your back, always." As we stood there, arms intertwined, I felt a sense of belonging that went beyond clothing choices or gender norms. This was what true friendship looked like. This was what acceptance felt like. Eventually, we broke apart, and someone declared, "All right, enough sappiness. This is still a party, isn't it? Let's dance." And just like that, the music was turned up, the energy in the room shifted, and we were all moving to the beat. As I danced, the skirt swirling around my legs, I felt a renewed sense of joy and freedom. The incident with the angry man hadn't ruined the night. If anything, it had made me appreciate even more the supportive community I had found. Throughout the rest of the evening, friends and acquaintances alike approached me, offering words of support and admiration. Some shared their own experiences with gender expression and the challenges they'd faced. Others simply wanted to compliment my outfit or my courage in wearing it. One conversation particularly stood out. A quiet acquaintance I'd only spoken to a few times before pulled me aside during a lull in the music. "I just wanted to say," they began, their voice barely audible over the background noise. "Seeing you tonight and how your friends stood up for you, it's given me courage. I've been wanting to explore my own gender expression for a while now, but I've been too scared. But after tonight, I think I might be ready to take that step." Their words hit me hard, reminding me that our actions can have ripple effects we never anticipate. By simply being true to myself, I had inadvertently inspired someone else to do the same. "That's amazing," I told them, feeling a swell of emotion. "And if you ever need support, you know you've got it here. We're all in this together." They nodded, a small smile playing on their lips. "Thank you, really." As the night wound down and people began to leave, I found myself in a quieter corner with my closest friends. We were all pleasantly exhausted, riding the high of a night well spent. "So," one of them asked, a mischievous glint in their eye, "think you'll be wearing skirts more often now?" I laughed, looking down at the garment that had caused such a stir. "You know what?
I just might. It's surprisingly comfortable. Plus, the twirling capabilities are unmatched. We all chuckled, and as I looked around at their smiling faces, I felt a surge of affection. These were the people who had seen me at my most vulnerable and stood by me without hesitation. They had created a space where I could explore and express myself freely without fear of judgment. Seriously, though, I said, my tone turning more reflective. Thank you all for tonight. For everything. I know I've said it before, but I really don't know what I'd do without you. Oh, stop! You're going to make us cry! One friend joked, but I could see the genuine emotion in their eyes. Another friend raised their glass in a toast. To friendship, to authenticity, and to rocking whatever the hell we want to wear. We clinked our glasses together, the sound ringing out like a promise. As I sipped my drink, I felt a sense of peace settle over me. The night had been a roller coaster of emotions, from nervous excitement to fear and anger, and finally to this profound sense of belonging and acceptance. I knew that the world outside this party might not always be as understanding. There would likely be more encounters, like the one with the angry man, more challenges to face. But I also knew that I had a support system that would stand by me through it all. As the last of the guests trickled out and we began the process of cleaning up, I caught sight of my reflection in a mirror. The person looking back at me was smiling, confident, at peace. The skirt that had seemed so daring just hours ago now felt like a natural extension of myself. I realized then that this night wasn't just about wearing a skirt to a party. It was about taking a step towards being my authentic self, about surrounding myself with people who would support and defend that authenticity. It was about creating spaces where everyone could feel free to express themselves without fear. As I helped take down decorations and gather empty cups, I felt a renewed sense of purpose. Tonight had shown me the power of authenticity, of friendship, and of standing up for what's right. It had reminded me that small acts of bravery can inspire others, that being true to oneself can create ripples of change. The party might be over, but I knew that this was just the beginning of a journey towards self-acceptance, towards creating more inclusive spaces, towards challenging societal norms that no longer served us. And as I looked around at my friends, still chatting and laughing as we cleaned, I knew I wouldn't be on this journey alone. The night air was cool against my skin as we finally stepped outside, locking up behind us. The street was quiet, a stark contrast to the vibrant energy of the party. As we said our goodbyes, sharing hugs and making plans to meet up soon, I felt a sense of anticipation for what the future might hold. Walking home, the skirt swishing gently around my legs, I felt a newfound confidence in my step. Whatever challenges lay ahead, I knew I was ready to face them, buoyed by the love and support of my friends and the strength I'd found within myself. The party was over, but the impact of that night would stay with me for a long time to come. It had been more than just a celebration. It had been an affirmation of identity, of friendship, and of the power of acceptance. And as I made my way home under the starlit sky, I couldn't help but smile, looking forward to the next chapter in this journey of self-discovery and authenticity.
Thanks for watching, my girlies! Be sure to check out Patreon for more!